always say everything got a price. Like, my thought is everything has a price. There is not a number that can get you back in that ring. 80 million, 100 million.
Nah, because now you selling your soul.
You're goddamn right.
$100 million, you can have my soul.
That's you. Now we know your character.
Oh, I think it's called MBTV.
As the old saying goes, what happens in the dark eventually comes to light. With the release of the Epstein Files, the general public is finally starting to wake up. The people are unplugging from the matrix, finally starting to see these politicians, athletes, entertainers, royalty for who they really are. Like Kat said,
it's a cabal. It's a consortium.
It's a cabal. They're all in it together. And that's the one thing that is really shocking, how slow it is for people to come to realization about this. This is not up for debate. It's just a fact. You can't get to a certain status, a certain level without playing ball, so to speak. Before they throw all these huge endorsements at your feet, you're going to the Met Gala, or you're winning Grammys or Oscars, whatever the case is, you have to be initiated. And that's the great thing about the time that we're in now, because, as I said, people are waking up. And that's where the term woke comes from. Woke was derived from the culture, from Black people basically designating the ones who are enlightened, the ones who are cognizant of their surroundings and what's really going on. It was a term of endearment to bestow upon those people as woke. You are not asleep no more. Your third eye is open, so to speak. I don't know how that shit ended up turning into gender politics and LGBTQ rights. I don't even know where the hell that came from. Gender swapping in Hollywood. It doesn't even make sense. What's woke about that?
You're right.
But let me not get off track here. So, how do we get in Epstein, right? I think what's getting lost in translation when it comes to this whole Epstein thing is that people are thinking that he is the orchestrator of this. Epstein, at best, is a middleman. That's all he is. He's a middleman. The ones who are figuratively in the shadows, right? The elites of the elites. They use people like Epstein because there's definitely more Epsteins out there. You can believe that shit. They're using people like Epstein to bring in other people who have influence on the public, to get them on a short leash, to get dirt on them so that they will continue to play ball. Now, how do you get those people into the mix? You get them by shit like this.
$100 million, you can have my soul.
You find out who is willing to compromise their integrity, their morals, just for a little fame and some money. At the end of the day, money is important for sure. I mean, like, you need money to survive, to support yourself and your family. I will never understate the value of money, but at what price? Because we can't take it with us. Money is not the most important thing, right? Health, family trumps all. When you have a life-threatening illness, the last thing on your mind is to spend lavishly. But there are people who will compromise themselves to obtain it. And those are the people that the cabal that Cat Williams speak about, Hollywood or Hollyweird, those are the people who the elites wants to be their shepherd, to guide the herd to whichever direction they want. The power of influence in today's social media era cannot be underestimated. It's ridiculous, especially amongst the younger generation. And this is not to say that just Gen Alpha and Gen Z are susceptible to this, right? Because even millennials in my generation, you get these crazed lunatics, these fans, right? Like the Beehive or the Barbs or Rihanna's Navy. Like, the way they worship these celebrities is really scary. If you have a negative opinion about one of their idols, like, you got these crazed fans who would send you death threats on behalf of someone whom they never met.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
The majority of people want to be worshipped. They want fame, they want fortune. So they have aspirations to be it actors, rappers, athletes, content creators. The need for attention is at an all-time high. So, going back to what I was stating earlier, the elites are seeking people who are desperate enough to do whatever it takes to obtain fame and fortune. And how do they do it? They bring them on castings, they bring up on auditions, they start small, they just insinuate things. And they let them know, we got a role for you, or we got a part for you. Or, they'll set you up with a stylist. And the stylist may suggest for a man to wear a dress, to paint his nails, to do a seemingly intimate photo shoot with another man, although you're a heterosexual. Things like this to push some boundaries to see how far they can get with you. Now, if you're ready to go all the way and you're just a yes man towards everything, it's time to take you to the next step. Okay, you got over the first hurdle, and there's a progression ladder to this. Eventually, it's going to get into the depravity that we start seeing in the Epstein Files. Eventually, these celebrities find themselves at the Diddy parties, right? The eyes wide shut type scenarios. They find themselves in these cult-like atmospheres where now it's kind of too late to turn it back, because you're almost there, you're right there, you're about to be initiated, you're about to be made, and you did everything else to this point, so that person is really not going to fumble the opportunity when it's right there, where all their dreams and hopes are right at their fingertips. Next thing you know, they're talking about pizza parties. And it's really sad how people will compromise themselves like that and willing to sell their soul and do heinous, depraved acts. For what? To buy an extra house, to buy a large house that you are never going to need, a bunch of cars that serves no purpose but to just try to flex on other people who don't have. And it all comes back down to greed. So to you out there, right, the fellow average man or woman, you can continue having your aspirations. That's perfectly fine. Just don't compromise who you are and your beliefs, your values, your morals to obtain it, because it's never worth it. And it was something that DJ Academic said that really resonated.
Anytime you see somebody say, yo, they did all the fucked up shit to make billions of dollars, and now they're like, oh, I want to give it all away, their spirit not right. Like, everything has been aligned and is fucking them up. They can't live with themselves. They can't live with looking in the mirror after what they did.
That makes all the sense in the world. And I never thought about it from that aspect, but I feel like that's like hitting a nail on the head. I think that's what's going on. So in closing, do not worship anybody in Hollywood, right? Although I consider myself to be the original woke, I still enjoy movies. I still listen to music. But I understand that people who made it are more than likely compromised individuals. I'll say that because who knows what they did behind the scenes to reach that status. But the one thing I am sure of is that you won't find a A-lister on this planet who haven't done something heinous. I feel compelled to say all that, since the Epstein Files dropped, I haven't created a video, and I thought that I'd give my little 2 cents on that. So that being said, per usual, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, take care of yourself. Be blessed. Peace.
Oh, I think it's called MBTV.